Today, I will show you how easy it is to color sexy, glossy lips like these. And for the cherry on top, I'm gonna throw in, well, a cherry. This is a special episode with fun coloring techniques, gift surprises, and Valentine's Day announcements. So make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end. Trust me, you don't want to miss a second of this episode. I drew my sexy lips on pink-toned cardstock paper, and I'm starting by establishing my white highlights with white charcoal, which I did a whole separate episode on explaining how it's not charcoal at all, and it is quite different from colored pencils and pastels. A regular white colored pencil will work for this step as well. I just like this stuff a lot. Pure white pigment. Now, while I'm doing that, let's talk about how you can practice this too. Follow the link below or scan this QR code to get your pages. Yes, several pages. First, you get the line drawing of the lips as a full page render. But that wasn't enough, so I made you a second version of this page on smaller scale and with 4 essential steps outlined. Line work, which you can color. Light grayscale, again, color away. Full value range grayscale, mostly for reference as colors may get muddied here. And of course, the full color reference, which is a photo of my completed project. But I didn't stop there either. I thought, well, lips without a face is great for technique and extreme close-ups, but these guys probably want to color fun characters. So I drew Cherry Bomb for you as a light grayscale coloring page with those sexy lips. But even that wasn't enough, so I'm giving you the full colored version of her as well for reference. And if you want to do something fun and color her dress in red silk, remember that's one of the special techniques in our Vintage Valentine's course, which will vanish by the end of the month. This is a once-in-a-year course sign-up. You get access forever, but the sign-ups will end at the end of February. As far as paper color for this one, I recommend warm tones, pink, peach, or light tan. This will give you a nice gentle undertone for the pink and red hues we're about to layer here. This technique is all about blending and layering of colors. And for my first color, I selected Pink Rose from the Prismacolor set. Doesn't that already look really cool? If you want smooth professional results, get in the habit of working on toned paper and adding actual pure white highlights. This is a 3D effect in just minutes. But note that I'm not just shading the entire surface in solid pink. I'm already establishing the organic roundness of the lips. And I'm achieving this by 2 means: gentle gradient transitions and following the direction of the natural lines of the lips. So 2 birds, 1 stone, we're getting depth and realism in just this one step. This already looks impressive, but it's actually quite simple. Sometimes the secret is taking it easy and not overworking the piece. Now here's a color I don't use often. Raspberry. Seemed like a great and delicious idea for this. Color selection on this is fluid, folks. The steps of light and dark application are important, gentle pressure and many strokes are important, but the exact hues themselves are a matter of personal preference. I know that my cherry is going to be bright red and I want my lips to be different, so I'm going with a more pink look. Again, I'm following the direction of the curve of the lips, doing basically the same thing I did with light pink, but paying a lot more attention to detail this time. This is large scale, so the whole project took about 2.5 hours. I'll put up a full recording for all of you channel members out there. Make sure to have that all queued up when you're ready to color along. For my blender, I'm using light peach. Notice a pattern here: light, dark, and more dark to follow. For the smoothest blending possible, my pro tip for you is this: always start with a light primer, even if it's barely visible. Then apply your main strong color. But don't worry about it looking too smooth yet. Just apply it generously and consistently, and then come in with your light blender pencil. This will introduce new color dimension and smooth out 2 layers of wax pigment you now have on the page. This way, you can achieve glossy blending without using strong pressure and burnishing the page. I am now on my 4th color, and it's Tuscan Red, which is like a dark burgundy. I used all the same colors on the tongue, plus black. But I did not use black on the lips, only the skin tones. And notice also how I did the teeth. A touch of light gray and those really strong white highlights. Looks totally real and so simple. On small scale, these highlights are just going to be literally tiny dots. Now for the cherry. I'm starting with a solid layer of carmine red, coloring around the highlights. This is my primer color, believe it or not. It's a bit on the extreme end. I usually like light primers, but this cherry is going to be so intense and vibrant in the end that it's okay to start strong. So technically, this is my light color. For my second dark color, I'm coming in with Tuscan Red again, but this time it's behaving differently. Tuscan Red is one of those pencils that just does not layer nicely over darker hues. Every pencil and every set by any brand will be slightly different from all the rest. In Prismacolor, that's Tuscan Red. It's just so glossy and unruly and very tricky to work over stronger base colors like this red. It was totally fine on pink, but now it's a struggle. You'll get to know your exact pencils too, singling out the ones that just don't want to play nice. And then like me, you'll choose to ignore their eccentricities. This is tricky, but it's not impossible, and I'm after that strong burgundy effect, so I'm pressing on. The next light color will smooth this out for sure. And I'm very careful not to grind despite the finicky pencil. Okay, now I want to share something freaky with you guys. I was going through my art folder and I came across this. I did this in 2019, 7 years ago. I even have a recording of it. I completely forgot that I did this. And it's not quite bad, but you can clearly see the difference. Today my composition is more natural, my colors are more sophisticated, and my shading and blending are way smoother. Now, 7 years ago, I was already a well-established pro artist with a school and a career, so this isn't a beginner's drawing, but it goes to show that you never stop learning. I heard a phrase the other day: a true master is an eternal student. And I couldn't agree more. If you guys are interested in seeing more of my older work, drop me a comment. If enough people want this, I'll make it happen. We can have a roast. I think I have drawings going back all the way to high school. For my blender on this, I'm actually using the same red from the Cherry Primer. And I'm also bringing in a white Prismacolor. This white is a blender and a highlighter. As the cherry is round and smooth, my shading on this is a little bit different than it was on the lips. I am mostly following the curves suggested by the light spills, and I'm using more of my circular motions for shading itself. And here I'm bringing in an actual black for shadows and high definitions. We didn't use any black on the lips themselves to keep them soft and natural, but this cherry is a whole different animal. Here we want high contrast, much like on glass or metal, so don't fear that black, it's actually necessary. And I have no trouble layering it, despite all of Tuscan Red's attempts to undermine me. Again, remember that you have not only this drawing to practice on, but a set of 4 other lip variations, plus the Cherry Bomb character and her reference. And I'll let you in on a little secret. You want to go and get those pages now, even if you're not ready to print them right away. Go get the download, because that super limited time Vintage Valentine course that I mentioned, well, you may get a special treat associated with that when you get the download. I say no more. I like to surprise you guys. Now, after everything is nicely colored and you're happy with all the effects, if you want to add even more shine and reflection, I like to come in with either a white gel pen or white acrylic paint on a tiny brush. And just add a few dabs here and there. This makes the surface look glossy and delicious, but don't overdo it. We're not going for a glitter look, just a little reflectiveness. And now that you know how to use pink, red, and white pencils to color shiny surfaces, take it a step further and learn how to make pretty pink shiny surfaces that are also metallic. This video is popping up next on the screen, and it comes with a special free gift page download as well. Remember that if you are a channel member, you have the full recording of these cherry lips already waiting for you. And make sure you're subbed to the channel and have the bell turned on so that you don't miss time-sensitive announcements like we had today.